Another great day in the state of West Virginia, and it's all ushered in under the leadership of Governor Justice, the great governor of West Virginia, who has made these announcements on multiple different occasions. And now I would ask you to please rise and join me in welcoming the governor of West Virginia. Thank you.
Mitch. Well, I can't see you, and unfortunately, you can see me, but thank you so much for coming. You know, it seems like we've been here a whole bunch here recently, haven't we? And I said this earlier, but, you know, opportunity just doesn't come at our convenience when we want to be off for 7 holidays or whatever it may be. And there's surely no holiday more sacred than the one that we're going to have here in just a few days. But with all of that, opportunity, like I said, will flash in front of you. And if you don't reach and grab it, it'll close. And in most instances, it will leave. Today, you know, is a culmination of something that we've worked on hours after hours after hours. We've competed again, and we've competed with other states to do something that is unbelievable, unflat believable. I mean, that's all there is to it. I had a long conversation yesterday with Senator Manchin. He is all in beyond belief. I haven't spoken with Shelley recently, but I know Shelley's all in as well. Absolutely, if we'll just step back and just think just about just this. And I've got to tell you this little story. In 1962, Weirton was a thriving community like nobody's business. I was living in Beckley, West Virginia at that time, and just a little 11-year-old kid that loved basketball, and Beckley and Weirton were playing each other in the state finals at the Morgantown Fieldhouse, and I was there. Absolutely, the place was wild. I believe the fellow's name was Fritz Williams that went on and played at WVU and was a superstar beyond belief for Weirton. The game absolutely, at one point in time with I think 3 minutes and 29 seconds or something like that to go, Beckley was 15 points behind. Both teams were 24-0 coming to the state final. They hadn't been beaten, either team. In some way, somehow, Beckley, you know, through the circumstance of what sports do, you know, things change. The momentum changes. And all of a sudden, before you know it, here comes Beckley. And with absolutely about 35 seconds to go, Beckley had the ball and the score tied. And then all of a sudden, Dave Barksdale and Billy Carbonnet was the best athlete that ever played at Woodrow Wilson High School. To this day, we're passing the ball back and forth. And with like 4 seconds to go, Billy Carbonnet went down through the lane, released the ball on the glass. It hit the glass, and right in it went. Now, at that point in time, you know, it was an incredible, incredible game between two communities that were thriving and going like crazy. Absolutely, a AAA game, the highest level in the state you could be. And since that time, there's been a lot of tough times happen in the Weirton community. Now just think, I'm going to add one other thing. Being from Beckley and a little kid and everything, all of us were just so happy. We're jumping up and down like crazy. 2 years later, Beckley and Weirton met each other in 1964 in the semifinal game of the state tournament. And the Weirton people were chanting, "We remember 62, you'll remember 64. And we surely did, because they absolutely just handed our you-know-what to us in a big way. But since that time, many, many tough things have happened. How many of us have driven by dilapidated buildings, the sadness of what looked like the gold rush, and it's gone. It's gone forever, we thought. But today, through great negotiations by our Secretary Carmichael and many, many, many others. I have had the great privilege to talk to these people that are going to come out right in just a second and talk to you. But today, we're announcing something that is totally, totally unbelievable. Those dilapidated, gold rush, collapsed buildings are all going to change. That community will change forevermore. Literally, we are on now a pathway that we are doing something that's going to bring a minimum of 750 jobs right to downtown Weirton. So I congratulate all those in every way that had a great big part in this, and absolutely I'm so proud to have been in it as well. It is another incredible moment for West Virginia. We're doing it. You're doing it. All of us together are pulling the rope. It is an exciting time in West Virginia. It is an unbelievable time in the community of Weirton, West Virginia. Let's just keep it going. I mean, for crying out loud, this is our chance to preserve our legacies for on and on and on and on. Keep it going. Absolutely, we don't need to stub our toes. We absolutely have the chance of a lifetime and then some. Opportunity doesn't stand there and stare you in the face and just hang out and be there with you forever. You got to move, and we're moving. It won't be perfect. It's never perfect. But at the end of the day, this is as good of an announcement as could ever possibly be made. Nucor, which is absolutely unbelievable good. Berkshire Hathaway, unbelievable good in everything. But in those situations, these folks are going to guarantee a minimum of 750 jobs. And the way it's going to be done is kind of an asset-based lending approach and everything, to where as the buildings are improved and renovated and put back and absolutely made the greatest of the greatest, the state is going to retain ownership in the land and the buildings, and as basically a backstop to guarantee that we're safe. We're safe. It couldn't be better in my book. It's put together as good as it could possibly be. It's a business deal. We competed and we won. So God bless each and every one of you, and thank you for having me. And now, Mitch, if you're going to come on back, come on and introduce these great folks.
Well, before you leave, Governor, before you leave, I want to just say to everyone that the governor's here. I'm here today and proud to announce that Form Energy will build its first battery manufacturing facility on 55 acres of property along the Ohio River in the city of Weirton, an old Weirton steel mill. So congratulations to Form Energy, congratulations to the governor, and celebrate West Virginia's victory. Thank you, Governor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And this is an incredible day because it represents a transition again for West Virginia to a new age economy. You know, the West Virginia has a great history of fossil fuel industry, and we basically have mined the coal that built the steel, that built the bridge, that carried the troops, that won the wars. And now West Virginia, this town, once again, will be revitalized with new energy, new opportunity, new growth, new hope in this season of hope. And so it is with immeasurable gratitude, Governor, that the people of West Virginia thank you and thank our next guest, Mateo Jaramillo, the co-founder and president of the company that just decided to locate 750 jobs in the beautiful state of West Virginia. So let's all give him a great Christmas welcome from West Virginia. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor Justice, Secretary Carmichael, Senate President Blair, Speaker Hanshaw, Senator Weld, and to many others who've joined us today and supported us in reaching this critical milestone. We're so pleased to be here and celebrate this moment with you. So why are we here today? Well, the U.S. electric grid faces a severe challenge as we transition to low-cost renewable energy, how to manage multi-day variability of that energy without sacrificing reliability or cost. And battery technologies on the market today can only provide roughly 4 to 6 hours of energy storage at rated power cost effectively. Now, while this is adequate for some circumstances, recent severe multi-day long weather events ranging from heat waves to cold snaps to thousand-year rains have exposed the vulnerability of our electric grid in this energy transition. And as has been demonstrated over the last few years, we are increasingly reliant on potentially fragile supply chains to meet our energy needs. So, to reach renewable energy independence, to meet supply chain challenges, to run the grid reliably and affordably, we need new domestically manufactured energy storage technologies capable of cost-effectively storing electricity for multiple days. Form was founded with this singular mission to develop exactly this multi-day energy storage battery that would address these challenges and fully unlock the power of extremely low-cost renewable energy to transform the electric grid. Today, we have optimized and reinvented the iron-air battery for the electric grid using a chemistry and a design that is capable of scaling to meet the massive challenges and opportunities of the energy transition. The active components of our iron-air battery system are some of the safest, cheapest, and most abundant materials on the planet: low-cost iron, water, and air. Yes, we are reversibly rusting iron in our battery. In fact, every material in our battery is readily available here in the U.S. as well as at the global scale and has high recyclability at the end of use. Over the last 5 years, through rigorous R&D and product engineering, our 100-hour iron-air battery product is ready to enter the manufacturing scale-up phase. At the beginning of this year, we initiated a robust site selection process to determine the location of our first full-scale battery manufacturing facility in the United States. After identifying over 500 initial candidate locations across 16 states, it became abundantly clear that Weirton, West Virginia, a historic steel community that sits on a river and has the rich heritage, raw infrastructure, and know-how to make great things out of iron, would be the ideal location for our first commercial battery production facility, Form Factory 1. We appreciate West Virginia's pro-business landscape, streamlined process, and commitment to workforce development. We are especially thankful to Governor Jim Justice, Secretary Mitch Carmichael, Speaker of the House of Delegates Roger Hanshaw, Senate President Craig Blair, and the local officials in Hancock County for their collaboration and support, which will bring 750 well-paid, full-time jobs to Weirton. And we look forward to working with Weirton community leaders in the coming months to determine how we can best support the needs of local residents in the area through lasting community partnership and engagement. In closing, I want to shed some light on the great potential of what we are embarking on here today in West Virginia. Our internal analytics indicate that over the next decade, achieving Form's cost and performance targets for our battery will unlock tens of gigawatts of demand for multi-day storage in the U.S. and accelerate the country's trajectory towards a fully decarbonized and more reliable and resilient electric grid. At such levels of deployment, Form's batteries made right in Weirton will catalyze billions of dollars in savings to American electricity consumers while advancing American innovation and renewable energy independence. Thank you again for having us here in your state. We look forward to being an integral part of the Weirton community, where we will create 750 well-paying permanent jobs and where we will keep our factory humming for years, building cost-effective, safe batteries for America's clean energy future. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, we've got 2 or 3 other speakers. We won't keep you long and everything, but you know, we have our Speaker of the House here with us and everything, and as I've said so many times, so many times, we pull this rope together. You know, whether it be our great senators, whether it be our great delegates, we pull the rope together. And then many folks have had an integral part in all of this and everything. I think Senator Weld is with us here, and he's going to speak as well. But if you could make real welcome to Speaker Hanshaw, you know, and all the great stuff he's done and all the support. Thank you so much, Roger.
Yes, sir, Governor. Thank you. Governor, thank you. And on behalf of the 100 members of the West Virginia House of Delegates, thank you to Mateo and the team at Form Energy. We are delighted to take another step forward today with the governor, with all of our partners in really completing the transition of West Virginia into a true 21st century economy. You know, since before the founding of this state, West Virginia has powered the nation and by extension the world with energy produced right here in West Virginia. We've produced it from our rivers, we've produced it from our mountains, we today are producing it from our solar farms and our windmills. But what we've not yet done, and what today's announcement truly completes, is develop the capacity to produce that energy on demand. And I know that I'm personally excited about what today's announcement means, not just for Weirton, not just for West Virginia and our role as an energy state, but for West Virginia as our role in an energy economy. You know, today's announcement of the technology that Form and its partners will bring to West Virginia really complete the cycle of West Virginia's transition into an economy that is fully participating now in 21st century economy. We're no longer dependent just on our geography. We're no longer dependent just on our natural resources. We have now become a true energy state in which we provide baseload power, we provide renewable resources, we provide renewable power, and now we provide on-demand power. We'll be able to provide the technology that a 21st century economy truly looks for and truly demands. Governor, on behalf of the legislature, we want to commend you for the work that you and your team did in helping Form make the decision to choose West Virginia today. We want to thank Mateo and the team from Form Energy for actually making that choice. Thanks to everyone here for all the support that you've given, not just Form Energy, but all those who are choosing West Virginia. Thank you very much. Governor, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, let's bring out Senator Ryan Wells and everything, and this is great, great, great stuff, and he is a great man and everything, and he's doing wonderful work and everything, and what an exciting announcement for his area. So come out, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ryan Weld. I represent the 1st Senatorial District, which includes Weirton. And on behalf of the Senate, I want to thank Governor Justice and Secretary Carmichael and Mateo and his entire team that's here for the work that was done leading up to this announcement. Today, Christmas has come early to the city of Weirton. Not only do I represent Weirton, but I grew up in downtown Weirton, less than half a mile from the site where this facility is going to be. All of my grandfathers worked in Weirton Steel. An announcement like today is something that is very personal to me. And I brought with me a mill badge of one of my grandfathers that worked at the mill. And I think about that. And I think about the 14,000 employees that Weirton Steel once had. And I think about the shops and the stores that were downtown Weirton. And I don't mean to talk about that and say what Weirton was, but I point to that because that is the foundation that still exists. Those people who made Weirton what it was, that ethos, that work ethic is still in Weirton. And that is the foundation that Form Energy is going to be built on, and that this venture will be successful. For the city of Weirton, this is an enormous, enormous day of a path to rebuilding the downtown, on a path to being what was the crown jewel of manufacturing in the state of West Virginia. That path starts today, but we got here by a lot of work, by a lot of people. And I think that the recognition of that is very, very important. And so I want to thank everybody that had a part in this. This will be the day when we think back and say, that's where the turn tide for Weirton. All of the steps that have been taken in being Weirton's comeback have led to this, and it's only the beginning of the story. I know that for a fact. I'm very excited for this opportunity. I'm very excited for what the district will be when this gets off the ground. I'm very excited for the other prospects that this will lead to. So I just want to thank everybody who had a part in this. I want to thank everybody that came here today for this announcement. Governor, thank you very much. Thank you all.
Let me just wrap up by just saying this. You know, we've had a lot of announcements here recently. Literally, I can remember just like it was yesterday when we were really, this way before I ever got here, but we were really excited when we had an announcement of 8 jobs in a water bottling plant. And absolutely, we really were concerned in the state of West Virginia on where we're going to go, where we're going to turn. Literally, it's a different day today. But absolutely, we do not need to lose 1 ounce of our enthusiasm, our appreciation of others in their consideration of this great state. The other thing I want you to know, and I want everyone to know just this, West Virginia has been an energy state forever. And we don't need to forget our coal miners. We don't need to forget our gas workers. We need to absolutely continue to try to help them perpetuate their industries in every way. Absolutely, but this today is further testimony to absolutely us moving into a situation or into an economy to where we're diversified even more. We want goodness across the board. We want West Virginia to be known forevermore as that energy state that always figured it out. Always figured it out. There's so many possibilities. Absolutely, I go back and I tell you 10,000 stories, but absolutely, if you just think just a second about a bushel of corn maybe, a bushel of corn, and how many bushels of corn there is in the world. It is phenomenal, the amount of corn that is grown in the United States of America, and the need is still off the chart. The need for electricity is growing every single day. We need to embrace all the renewables, all the alternatives, while never ever forgetting our coal miners, our gas workers, and all the goodness that we have with our natural resources. Be proud. Be proud of just the very fact that West Virginia is that energy state. The state that's found the answers again, and absolutely is again bringing opportunity and an absolute rebirth of a city that will have impact all across this great state in every way. We thank Mateo and all those that are working right with him that came today, and we're going to let him get out of here before this weather comes. Be really safe. You know, early this morning we declared a state of emergency, not a state of preparedness. Absolutely be safe. Be absolutely, check on your neighbors. Make sure everyone is safe and healthy and everything. This is going to be a little tough one for a little while, but it won't last long. God bless each and every one of you. If I don't see you again before Christmas, Merry Christmas to all of you. God bless. Thank you.